Monk just got a rework with the latest Endwalker expansion. It pretty much is a new class now. There's a new system that was added, and this rework can be a little confusing, especially to people who are just picking up the class, or even people who are coming back to Monk from the old style of Monk. The class rotation went from a 90-second copy-paste to a kind of unintuitive rotation if you're not fully aware of all the knickknacks of Monk and the new Monk. Thankfully, Perfect Balance from the Balance Discord has been able to create a preliminary guide that explains everything in excruciating detail, but the document can seem a little overwhelming to say the least. It can be a lot, so I'm going to be covering the most important parts of that and also explain them in a way that it can be easily interpreted and explained in more generic terms than the doc. This video intends to cover the general essential topics and new elements of Monk to just get people started. Along with the rework, there is a new resource that Monk has to be aware of. This resource is known as the Master's Gauge. It includes a Lunar Naughty and a Solar Naughty. The way you build up this gauge is through the use of the Perfect Balance blitzes. When you're in Perfect Balance, you execute 3 GCDs, and depending on what forms the GCDs are, you can execute a different blitz. There are 4 main blitzes that you should be aware of. One of them is Elixir Field, which is an AoE move that is unlocked by using 3 of the same type form GCD. This could be 3 of the Oppo GCDs, 3 of the Raptor, or 3 of the Coral GCDs. It doesn't matter, as long as they're the same, you unlock Elixir Field. When you execute Elixir Field, this grants you a Lunar Naughty. The second one is going to be Rising Phoenix. Rising Phoenix is unlocked by using 3 GCDs of different forms. Doesn't matter the order of these, as long as they're different. This is also an AoE hit, and this will unlock a Solar Naughty. The next blitz is going to be Celestial Revolution. Celestial Revolution is unlocked when you use 2 GCDs of the same form, and the last one is of a different form. So this only happens when you have 2 and 1. Doesn't matter the order, but as long as you have 2 of the same type and 1 of the different type, you will be using a Celestial Revolution. And the last blitz that you should be aware of is going to be Phantom Rush. Phantom Rush is the big number, the big hit. This is going to be only executable when you have both Lunar and Solar Naughty. It doesn't matter what combination within Perfect Balance you do, as long as you fit those 2 conditions where you have both Naughties, you will execute Phantom Rush. Before I begin explaining the openers and the rotations for Monk, I want to explain some logic behind it. With the rework, the entire rotation revolves around the cooldown of Riddle of Fire. The cooldown is 60 seconds, which means that we can get 2 uses per each Brotherhood usage. On top of the fact that you're able to hold multiple charges of Perfect Balance allows us to be kind of flexible to where we use our blitzes. Ideally, you want to use your blitzes within your buffs. So this is where the logic of the rotation comes in. You're able to use 2 blitzes in your Brotherhood window, and you're able to use 1 blitz in your Riddle of Fire window. Whenever you're in a part of your rotation that is not a burst window, just follow the following flowchart. Now we can actually get into the explanation for the opener and the rotation. Keep in mind the logic behind the game in general is that your buffs are to be pushed on cooldown. Don't delay it if you can. There's very situational uses where you want to hold a buff, and that is very reliant on other factors such as kill time and other optimization things, but in general you want to be able to get as many uses of your buffs as you can. In this current moment, we have 2 main openers that we have configured. Keep in mind that these openers are still subject to change as we get balance patches, more experience, or more theory crafting from Monk players. But for now, this is what we have at the moment. So the first opener we're going to look at is the Lunar Solar opener. This opener has you doing a Lunar Naughty Blitz, which is normally going to be Elixir Field, followed by a Solar Naughty Blitz, which is normally going to be Rising Phoenix. This opener allows you to get the maximum amount of phantom rushes, which remember this is the big hit in the course of a fight. This opener is the more well-rounded one. This rotation loops perfectly with 2 minutes, which means you can just copy it every 2 minutes, which is great because that means less thinking that we have to do. The second opener we're going to look at is known as the double solar opener. As the name entails, the opener performs 2 solar naughty blitzes in order to align your phantom rushes into buff windows. You intentionally overcap on 1 solar naughty at the start of a fight to get your big hits into buff windows. This opener is pretty situational, and it's only recommended if you're in a controlled environment. You gotta consider not only your party composition, but also the kill time to determine if this opener is a gain or a loss. Monk AoE was incredibly simplified with the rework. It's now only worth doing AoE actions if you have 3 or more targets. The only exception to this is when you have exactly 3 targets and you're able to get the full duration of your demolish timer off. You would just multi-dot at this point. Obviously, this is a beginner guide. It is very, very vague and does not go in depth at all into monk optimization. I will be leaving the advanced monk optimization video for perfect balance. If you have any other questions about anything that was discussed in this video or the guide, you can ask in any of the monk channels in the Balance Discord. They'll gladly help you out or refer to you to any useful resources that might answer your question. I want to give my thanks to Perfect Balance for assisting me with this video. He helped me with the creation of the script and also double checking that everything seemed right. I want to thank all the monks in the monk channels. You guys gave amazing feedback whenever you're not talking about cat girls, but thank you for all the help you guys gave. Thank you for watching my guide. I'll see you guys in the next time.